blended learning.
Okay, how big is the Memocate team and what kind of members do you have in it?
We have now 4 people working full-time, including myself, and then 4 or 5 people who are doing part-time or freelance work.
Okay, that sounds actually impressive. Good luck with the project.
Yeah, thank you.
By the way, do you consider yourself a startup?
Yeah. Good question. I've been wondering that myself many times, since I guess the definition of startups is that either it has new technology that is being developed or implemented. Well, in our case, we are not developing a new technology in the sense, and also the format, it's not new. We didn't invent blended learning, but I think what's new is the approach and the topic and the research behind Memocate. So that's a new thing. So kind of, I guess, but I don't really care are we startup or not. I care about building a company that works and are doing good things. So for some people and for investors, it's, I guess, more important.
If I may ask, how do you see Memocate in 5 years?
We would be operating outside of Finland already, and actually we are now going to Canada already this year, doing a pilot there in Sudbury in English. In 5 years, we're also planning to be in the US markets, because that's a huge market, as big as the whole of Europe together. And then we are actually looking into possibilities to do pilots in Israel at the moment. That's kind of a random thing, but let's see if that happens. And also we are looking for piloting partners in Africa. That's also something like explorative, since dementias, memory diseases, they are a huge problem also there. And there the lack of support is quite of a... Well, they don't have many services like this, or the open access to knowledge so much as we do.
Right. Since we're done with what you're going to do in 5 years, or what you would like to do in 5 years with Memocate, let's just go a bit back in history, 2 years ago, when Tribe Tampere RY was founded. Do you still remember the early days?
Yeah. Well, I was working for Demola Tampere back then. I was a facilitator guiding the student teams. Have you, by the way, talked about Demola yet?
Yeah, we have. I would like to remind that the interview with one of the current Demola facilitators, Heikki, can be heard in one of the previous episodes. But let's go back to Tribe Tampere.
Yeah, sure. Demola, those were the times.
Demola is still part of the community, of course.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure who had the initial idea to start Tribe Tampere, or if there was any, but at least my colleague Ohad from Demola and myself, Ohad had an idea to organize an event. It would have been called FailCon or Fail Tampere. Tampere Fail, that was the name. And Tampere Fail was also the name of the first Slack group that then turned into Tribe Tampere a bit later. And me and Ohad, we were representing Demola, and I guess I was also representing JCI United, which is a local chapter of Junior Chamber International here in Tampere. And the idea of the group, Tampere Fail, was just to, on the grassroots level, to start sharing information between the organizations that are working around startups, entrepreneurship, because there are so many associations or organizations doing that, but we didn't really know or have information what everybody else was doing, planning to organize. So we thought that starting discussions would be a good idea.
We have recently celebrated with the current Tribe Tampere core team 2-year anniversary of the first meeting of Tampere Fail, which ended up being Tribe Tampere. And this is where I heard this story for the first time about Tampere Fail. I mean, not about thing. 2 years afterwards, do you think that it still was worth doing all that and putting all that effort at that time?
Yeah, and I cannot take so much credit about that, since pretty soon, because I was starting Memocate back then, and we also started the JCI United chapter back then, and I was acting as the president of JCI United then, so I pretty soon tried to delegate the tribe work for others in our chapter. Back then I already felt like this is going to be it was then a really good initiative, and I thought that with the tribe and the energy and the people who were working around tribe then, it would grow fast and had a good potential to be hub for young, driven people, and we didn't really have that kind of community yet here.
Still, I want to ask, as a co-founder and a board member and generally a part of the community, how would you define what is Tribe?
Well, it's a hub for young, driven, innovative people who are looking for new opportunities, looking for interesting projects, trying maybe to find their own place also in Tampere and the community here.
You seem to have quite a heavy schedule, when we talk about that. So one of the projects you're into, besides everything else, is GCI United.
Yeah.
And as far as I remember, we never had anyone from there yet on the podcast. So could you please tell our listeners a few things about that one?
Sure. So JCI United, it's part of a global organization called Junior Chamber International. It's an old organization, more than 100 years old. But basically it consists of thousands of local chapters like ours. And in Finland we also have a long history, so it goes back to the 50s, I think, here. And it's a non-profit organization that aims to make their members or help their members grow in personal life, but especially in professional life, by training, by offering possibilities to participate in projects, project work, and enhancing leadership and entrepreneurship in our own community. So it's a hobby. And JCI United, as I said, was founded in 2016. We were the second English-speaking chapter in Finland out of the roughly 70 chapters in whole of Finland. The first one is in Helsinki, JCI Cosmopolis. And we thought that because Tampere is growing fast, it's one of the main hubs, or maybe the fastest growing financial area, or industry area in Finland, and so there would be a need for our kind of community that would help internationals to integrate, give them contacts to Finns like us, and also an opportunity for us Finns to start training the international muscles. This, not only the language, but also getting used to spending time with people that are a little bit different than ourselves, or a lot of different. I don't know, it depends. But that was the idea back then. Our chapter has grown quite a lot. When we started, we were 20 members. Now we are roughly 50 members.
Thank you very much for the interview, Heikki, and good luck with all your numerous projects.
Thank you.
You have been listening to Tribecast episode 26, and my name is Marina. This is all that I have recorded for you in between of the summer tour. I would like to remind you that Tribecast is an independent media working in a close cooperation with Tribe Tampere startup community. Follow us on social media, don't miss the continuation of Tribecast summer tour, and stay warm and tuned.